we're not the Waynes.
We're not the Waynes.
Bitch, I hate to tell the truth, we're not the same.
Box and Rap Podcast.
Alright, what is going on, people? It is the Ox and Rat Podcast, episode 8, talking about Bungou Stray Dogs. What's good with you people? What's going on, Perry?
Ain't nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. Just had some fried fish and fries, man. It's a good Friday. You hear me? Hello?
Give me 1 second, Perry. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
All right, apologies for that. Yeah, so this one shouldn't be that too long. But I felt like there was a lot with this episode. It was a lot of different moving parts in this episode, but at the same time, I don't think it's too deep to get into yet. But I think the first part to go to is Maury and this whole dealing, because I said something last podcast and you said something last podcast. We was both on it. Well, first, I want to get to what you called, because you said that Dazai and Maury were gonna like be in the same cell. Of course, we didn't know how it would look when he got locked up. We didn't know where he was being held up at.
Oh, Theodore. You said Maury.
Oh, I said Maury. Oh, my bad. Dazai and Theodore. Yeah. But yeah, they end up being face to face, and like now they're in this little chess match almost, where they're both giving out information to the outside and moving the pieces that way.
Yeah. That was really interesting, because I did not expect. I knew it was gonna happen, but I thought it was gonna be like a regular sale. But they said, Theodore, we putting you in Supermax French national security.
Had a nigga
Top
in a
flight,
bubble.
Yeah. Trying to get his bubble. Oh, I don't know. Trying to get his bubble ring. You saying if you win this season, gonna be a bubble?
I don't know. I don't know how this whole thing is. I don't know how they're delivering information on the outside. Theodore, we don't know his power, so even if we like there's no real way for us to tell what he's doing. That's of course going to be a Dazai issue. Dazai is a little weird because Theodore knows what Dazai can do, but we just don't know what method he's using to control the outside. And it could be something to where he's not actually giving directions to people on the outside, but he's just using himself as bait and just he's just here purely to figure out what Theodore is doing. That could also be a thing, but I'm not entirely sure. But considering this guy's, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not actually, because with Theodore, I think he's like literally directing them, like step by step. But Dazai, I don't think he's doing that, because one thing about Dazai, he has trust in his people. And there are people like Rampo, for example, who will be able to, carry the mantle for him. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Rampo that's doing something in the background, because we don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, and I think one point that really highlights what you said is when they had that little comedic scene when they're both ask each other questions, and like their responses is kind of like in their personality. So when Theodore asked Dazai, "Hey man, how do I get my subordinates to be more independent and autonomous?"
Yeah,
and Dazai was like, I give a Dazai answer. You just sit around. When shit gets bad, they realize they have to make their own moves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of parallel to like what he might be doing to Theodore.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what's actually going on with Dazai. I don't think he actually is operating in a way that he's instructing people from the outside. We already know from seeing the other characters that at least like one side of them aren't being directed by him, you know. So if he is directing somebody, it is we can't even see it at all. But no, they had an interesting dialogue. They had a little comedic bit in there. This nigga at Taza asked him how to pick up hoes. I was like, bro, I don't know if you want to ask Fyodor that, because he ain't getting no bitches in prison, but okay. I see you, Daza.
You seen Fyodor's plan, man? It might work. You gotta try it.
I mean, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Fyodor had on one, but I ain't gonna ask him.
I don't know, man. You got a nigga to kill him, think he gonna get jutsu and kill himself. You probably get anything you want,
bro. His response though to that question was basically manipulate the girl into getting disowned and basically take advantage of her in that moment. Like, bro, that nigga's sick, bro.
Hey, man, chop it to the game, what they say.
Oh no, game is game. Pussy is pussy.
I don't know about the last part.
Oh, man.
Nah, but you know somebody who say pussy is pussy, they're a sick nigga. They're a sick nigga.
They need to get out of here. But the other part that we were talking about on the podcast was what exactly would have to be given up for Mori to help, and it was a trade, bro. A little trade, bro.
Yeah.
Trade for you know what I'm saying, some compensation.
Yeah,
it was disgusting. But my shout out to my boy. He said, whatever happens, you not getting rid of Satsuki's girl Akiko. Of course, Mori, you know, tried to play that situation.
Oh no, Mori, he a nasty nigga. I respect it though. He was like, "Hey yo, man, your boss told me, you know, I can pick up anybody I want off the free agency, man." He said, "Somebody got to play for the team."
Bro, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Mori was in the mafia, bro. I'm not gonna be heated, but obviously she doesn't like it. But
yeah,
she also called Mori senpai, and did we know that before, that she was his assistant?
No, I don't think so. I think this is like new information, because I was kind of surprised she said Mori senpai as well, because usually it would be like Mori-san, or like, you know, a very respectful thing. But to her to say sensei shows some kind of respect relationship prior to their meeting.
Yeah, so because I think this is one of the first times we've seen her interact with him. So yeah, man, that's one thing that's always happens in Bungo Stray Dogs. You never know when they'll like expand on the relationships of some of these characters, because a lot of these characters actually have known each other for a while. They have a whole history, but we just don't see them interact, so we don't really know about it. So yeah, the whole relationship between Port Mafia and everybody else just runs a little deeper. But he knows how to pick them, because that healing ability is something crazy.
Yeah.
Just,
I wonder. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just based on God, why am I forgetting his name? Oh, Moneybag Yo. That's what I be calling that nigga. Moneybag Yo.
Oh, you talking Francis?
Yeah. Yeah, just based on the fact that he brought in all these doctors to heal old girl up, and they couldn't do anything. It shows you how valuable that ability is. It's like nobody else can, especially in situations like this, where the condition is almost nigh incurable. Like, nobody can really replicate Akiko's ability, because we see abilities that are similar to each other. So even if you're missing somebody, you could possibly bring in another gifted that has an ability that can, I guess, replace it in a way. But Akiko you can't really replace her ability. I don't know if there is another healing ability like hers.
Yeah, and it's not even just healing. It's the fact that, like, it's damn near immortality. As long as you don't die, but you be close to death. As long as you don't die, you're good. Like, you basically be like an infinite zombie that you can heal back up as long as you don't die.
And then it's like, in the situation that we see before, she killed them, and she was able to revive them because of the time span in which she did it. So and then too, what it also does is it just restores their vitality. So like we've seen situations to where a character isn't even necessarily like that damaged, but they may be nicked up or something, and she'll just kill them, bring them back, and then they'll be at full health again. So it's kind of like it could be used not even necessarily because that character is at near death, but because they just need a little boost again, you know. So yeah, crazy ability. Akiko is sought after. Old boy said, I am not, he put the franchise tag on Akiko. I am not trading her. He said, that's crazy. He said no one, bro, like, does that mean Dazai was on the table?
I guess so.
Because if Dazai is on the table and that nigga said, fuck that, fuck Rampo, fuck Dazai, you not getting Akiko. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, especially when like you just think about like his two biggest pieces, in my opinion, will be Rampo, because Rampo is literally the heart of the organization.
Yeah.
Like imagine Rampo on a Port Mafia. Like that's nasty with all the combat abilities.
Yeah, you could just build a wall between him and everybody else, and then you just have him direct. Like it'll be insane.
Yeah.
But maybe he doesn't want the smart characters because they would know how to like kill him from the inside out. You know.
That's what I'm thinking about. He would never pick Dazai because I think when the interaction they had, like it was in season 2, right? I think it was season 2. Where he was like, you know why you let me go, because if I stayed, I would have became like you and killed you and took your spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he don't want that Dazai problem. He want the Dazai problem.
Yeah. So it'll probably just be safer to get a character like Akiko who isn't, you know, smart enough to maneuver her way out of that to make it to where you got him, but you finna regret it. You know, Akiko would probably just do her job, and then it's in her nature to try to heal people. So even if she didn't want to use her ability for the Port Mafia, if they came to her and somebody was injured, she would do it simply because she wants to save people.
Yeah, because she even saved the old Lemon Boy when he tried to blow the whole train up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Smart thinking on the part of Mori, but bruh, when old boy had when he came with the Gin sword and impaled old boy.
Oh yeah, I thought we was out. Like, cool, we saved, cool. So let's regroup. And you see the sword come out through his chest.
Bro, I swear to God, I thought we was out that bitch. We was out there having a good conversation. Not even a good conversation, but we was out there talking and shit. Cause I thought when they were in range, that if he could have stabbed them or like cut them, he would have did it then. So like by the time like where the helicopters got some distance and everything, I'm thinking, all right, okay, we cool, live to fight another day. Oh, I said, huh? I said, what did just happen? I said, oh no, bro, this nigga's a dog for real.
And he changed the shape of it too to make it like a hook. So because like at the end of it was like a hook, so it wouldn't just like hook him out on him. I was like, oh man, these is nasty. Yeah. That man's nasty.
And oh boy, and then that led to the whole thing of Kunikita making his. Well, we both don't believe he's dead, right? Let's just throw that on the table. Okay.
Don't think he's dead.
But yeah, Kunikita is thinking about what was said to him, which put it to question. Like, I think what he's questioning is, does he want the relief of his responsibilities through death? Like, is he just like, is the pressure mounted on him too much for him to handle, and he rather just kind of just give up so he doesn't have to deal with that? And I think the whole suicide bombing thing may be an indication of what they were saying about him, because he just readily jumped at him, you know, wrote some shit down, grenade, and blew him up. But I mean, we don't expect him to die from that. We don't. I think we also don't expect. I think the sword dude's name is Techo. I don't think we expect him to die from it either. Maybe wounded in some way. Maybe arm fell off. I don't know. But
yeah. Yeah, because the Techo thing was kind of crazy. He was like, man, even if I fall from this distance, it's not going to stop me. I'm just going to get back up. I was like, hey, yo.
Yeah. Superhuman niggas, bro.
Yeah. But I kind of agree with you when you say about the whole, like, was Kunikita trying to, like, sacrifice himself for his ideas because they're being too heavy? Because you see it with a lot of characters when they have these strong beliefs and they have to follow it. You kind of see the pressure mount onto them. Like, for example, Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. Like, you kind of see, like, their ideas and their willingness to, like, hold these ideas can, like, put immense pressure on them when they feel like they should do something else.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're, like, it's easy, I think, to just do whatever it takes to survive. And it sounds like it should be the opposite, but it's really hard to hold on to your ideals, to stick to them wholeheartedly despite every circumstance thrown at you, because some situations would dictate that you would adapt to them. But Kunikita is a person who, I guess, tries to make the situation adapt to his ideals, and that's really hard. That's really hard. It's hard to be like a good person in a bad world, which he constantly has to do. So,
How do you personally feel about characters like that, like who have like these ideals that, like, for example, like Sanji, for example, where like, or Thorfinn, where like Sanji is like he won't kick a woman, or like Thorfinn where he like won't do violence or kill somebody. Like, how do you feel about those characters and writing, and what do you like to see from them?
I tend to actually like those characters because my favorite character that probably fits that archetype is Vash the Stampede. And I think, though, you have to have a lot of nuance and delicacy with those characters, because it's not a one size fits all. Just because you have a character that is super convicted in something and they're determined to make sure they follow this strict creed doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good character. I think why Sanji sometimes doesn't necessarily hit for me is because sometimes he's hypocritical in what he says with the whole not kicking women thing, because we've seen situations to where he doesn't want to protect women that are ugly, and it just comes off as like, but I thought you were this way. Shallow, but yeah, it's just something that I think takes a lot of care. You have to make sure that not only you have like the skeleton of that character, but everything, the meat of it too. I think Kunikita so far has been a good model for this character. I don't think he's the best or anything like that, but he is cool so far. Trying to make sure he does the right thing at all times. But it can get to you. It can get to you. I think that whole bombing of the little girl like really, really still affects him to this day.
Oh yeah. Because I really like when like those kind of characters gets challenged on their ideals, and then they're forced to like deal with the harsh reality of like life. Yeah. Because sometimes like you may have these ideas, but life is not going to abide by your ideas. It's going to do what it wants to do, and it's up to you to dictate. If these ideas worth like keeping with. Yeah.
Because it's a situation to where like, would being a snake, almost like how Mori is, would that save more lives? And if it does, then it becomes a question of, would you forsake your morals to do something that's still within your character, which would be like to save lives? It's kind of like, what do you cherish more, the inner workings of it, meaning like the methods, or do you cherish the end result? Because sometimes the end result isn't going to follow the same path as your morals or your methods. So we're seeing that with that character. But besides that, we had some of the stuff with old Moneybag Yo. He came back into the picture. We needed the God Eye because we needed to figure out where exactly these niggas were. And the dude who was assassinating him was on his squad, correct? Because I didn't.
He was on squad.
Okay. I thought so, but I didn't double check. But yeah, he was on his squad. He was the one that was with the. Wasn't he like dressed like a priest almost?
Yeah. That's why he looks very different. He was just like a priest.
Okay. So yeah, that was the same guy. So yeah, he tried to run up on him because he's trying to save old girl. Because I can't lie, that old girl that protected him, like, did that shit twice. When Akutagawa was running up on him, she protected his ass twice. So she a rider. I don't blame him for trying to do everything in his power to protect her.
Yeah, it's so crazy because like I completely forgot that he was in like season 3 because he's the one who attacks Fukuzawa at first.
Yeah. I mean, salute to old boy, man. Go protect your girl. He joined the rats to do it. I guess that also shows you that Mori knows how to manipulate these niggas. So he's like, yo, you want to save your girl? I got you a way.
Yeah, man.
Which I'm surprised he didn't really, or maybe he doesn't know about Akiko, but I'm surprised he didn't just directly try to kidnap Akiko or something.
Yeah. That's kind of like, it should be weird because like I thought the guild had like a dossier on like all the abilities that the armed detective agency had.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what more, or I don't know what Fyodor came to him with. If he was the one to come to him with this whole thing of you can save her by doing this and this. I don't know. But Moneybag really got back to it though. That man got a whole business running, bro. That man spent $50K for a punch. I said, oh man, where is he getting this money from?
He said, we back up, man. Eyes of God, we back.
Man. How does he got this business booming again?
Yeah. Well, don't forget, remember last season he saved old boy from that whole trial case.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So that kind of helped spread the eyes of God, and especially having like a AI that can like track anybody in the world. That's valuable as hell.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Even Fyodor was like, "Shit, hold on now. Let me take this nigga off the board right now."
I'm trying to tell you, man. Yo, it was something that was said in this episode. Damn, I think it was Satsuki said something about Francis Moneybag Yo. He was he's so strong. No wonder he was the leader of the that shit pissed me off.
It did too. Like, nigga, you fought him. You
beat him
twice.
You beat the nigga.
Yeah.
That shit pissed me off. I said, there's no way you marveling at this nigga straight. I'm like, wait, did this nigga get weaker?
Yeah.
I swear this nigga got weaker, bro. I don't know. He got the Gohan effect or something, bro. I don't know what happened to this nigga.
Yeah. It was just a strange line for him to say when you literally fought him like 2 seasons ago, which is in real time like a week, maybe? Or like a month?
From the last time you beat him and...
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know.
Because I think in like when they first before this like arc started, they got awarded for that, and it was like a month ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long in real time.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know this man's strong. Like you know this man's strong.
I'm just like, yo, man. Sushi, what's going on, man? That nigga Kunakita didn't lie, bro. The tiger is strong, but you are weak. My God.
Yeah. I always had a theory. I got a theory about that. I wonder, is Mori going to pick up Asuchi?
Huh. That's actually a good ass theory.
What?
I'm trying to think, cause cause then that would force him to work with Akutagawa again. And you know they love those team ups. Them niggas always team up every season.
Yeah.
Damn, that's actually a good theory. Because thinking about anybody else, because how I think about it, of course, like Mori would want a specific power. But thinking about it in the bigger implications, if he were to take a character and they are actually going to be in the Port Mafia for whatever time, I don't think we expect it to be. I think we both expect it to be temporary, but there should be like a bigger story implication with that, and you can't have characters that are like side characters be taken because it's not really going to be. It's not going to mean much to us. So
yeah,
I think the only characters that would fit that, like Akiko would fit that bill, just because you could add more to her character that we haven't really seen, and she can get some focus, and we know that she has a relationship with Mori, so of course she could be a character that he takes. Then there's Asushi, like you said, that would be good, or Kyoka, which I don't think it would be Kyoka since she was already in the Port Mafia basically. So
yeah. The reason I say Suchi because like this whole arc has been kind of like Tiger is strong, you are weak. So I think the only way to strengthen him up is to put him in the Port Mafia.
Damn. Nah, that's a solid theory. Yeah. So yeah, a Sushi, or he picks up Akiko.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that whole thing would work, like, because Fukuzawa already said, yo, you can't have Akiko. So I don't know if he's trying to sow seeds of despair within her heart to make her think, damn, like Fukuzawa would really give me up like that. I don't know.
My whole thing is, I think Mori sees Asuchi at work against the hunting dogs with Akutagawa and says like, oh wait, if we have both of these on, no one's stopping us.
Yeah. And for story implications, he's kind of he is our main character, I would say. Yeah. So I could see that happening. Like you said, there's the Port Mafia is more so fighters than anything else. So if he were to train with those characters, he probably would see a significant increase in his power. Because if all he really has to do is to say he drops a Sushi and a Kutagawa in a room and just say fight, just fight for a week, bro.
Yeah,
they both gonna get stronger from that.
Yeah. And you got, because like, I always like to see like how Asuchi will like interact with different Port Mafias. Not naming like, because Shifuya and him would be interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. I like this thinking. Besides that, was there anything else big?
There's one little thing where like Inspector Tanada, who's in the hospital.
True.
That little scene.
Yeah, because he was basically on his deathbed, and Ango was talking about him, and he's one of those guys who's like the opposite of Kunikita, where what we were talking about with the whole ends justifies the means. He's one of those people that if I had to kill one person to protect everybody else, I would absolutely do it. And how in that line of thinking, he ended up as a near casualty in it all. So I think another thing, like a theme that's been prevalent this season, is just like people being slave to their ideals and whatnot. Because there's some people that don't necessarily, like, whose morals are so lofty that they can fit into any mold, like Mori, for example. But then there's characters like Kunikita and Tanada, who kind of have like this strict thing that they. Tanada's weird, but because he used himself to follow the whole thing, I kind of had to say that his ideals are strict too. Yeah,
because I think Ango's whole thing was like he didn't realize like he was just talking about his subordinates, he was talking about himself as well. I think that's one Ango starting to realize like, okay, cool, if he's willing to do all this, I need to put my weight and like figure out who did this and take him out myself.
Yeah, so now he's on the move. So
yeah,
and that's the whole thing with these moving parts. We still got the Hounds who's sniffing around, Ango doing his own thing. We have this whole chess match between Fyodor and Dazai. We have Mori who's scheming. We have the rest of the agency who now, I didn't think about this too, but since Kunikita did what he did, they don't really have a leader anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, what is going to happen? You don't have Rampo, you don't have Dazai, you don't have Fukazawa, and you don't have Kunikita. You have Sushi, not no leader. Akiko, not no leader. The closest one you have is Swole Boy, and he's not a leader. Kenji, and he's not a leader.
Yeah.
So, man, bro.
I think it might be the illusion guy, because before Kunikita like jumped off and tried to kill the Honey Doll member, he was talking to him directly and talking about like, hey, you basically in charge, kind of. Who he was basically saying.
I mean, I guess. I don't know, because I if you just do it by like seniority, I think Akiko is the oldest, I believe. So I don't know. Junichiro got next. we looking so fucking thin, bruh. I swear to God, we don't got no more fucking. We got bench. We got niggas on the 10-day contract now in the starting lineup. It's looking tragic for us, boy.
Yeah,
we're so scattered about. That's what makes everything so more difficult.
Yeah, a little sad thing. I'm surprised that Asuchi and Kyoko is in that room for like 2 days straight.
Oh yeah,
no food, no. Yeah,
I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
what the fuck? I was like, did they not hear people leave? Like, were they just trying to be extra safe that they wouldn't run into anybody else? I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
You got Suchi's ears. He's able to hear like a mile away.
Bro, I don't expect nothing from a Sushi no more, bro. Until you get to the Port Mafia. I don't know what old boy been doing, what he's been going through. This man is unreliable.
Yeah, it's just so like it's just like when you see what he did like the first few seasons, and then see him now, it's like, man, like it's not a drop off, but it's like I've seen you blitz past people at like lightning speed, but now you can't do that.
Bro, I'll never forget in season 3 where he didn't hawk that nigga down that was in the cart. I was I was so heated. I said, "It's no way y'all struggling with this nigga." I know they all doing this for story reasons, but it's no fucking. I seen what you could do, bro. You are not fooling me.
Literally 5 seconds ago, I seen what you did.
Bro, I was so heated. I'm telling you, man, this nigga got weaker, bro. I don't know what he went through. It's the Gohan effect. He lost his Super Saiyan, bro. He can only go Super Saiyan 1. He lost the ultimate mystic, everything.
It's so weird because his confidence, like, it's been I got shot. Like when he talked to Akita, like Akizawa, he talks so big and bad, and anytime he's not talking to him, he's like, "I'm so scared. I'm so scared." Like, wait, what?
He only get hyped up when he going up against Akutagawa, bro.
Yeah, man.
Iron sharpens iron. Yeah, we need him to fight just so he could get out of this funk. Cause he should be like way more reliable as a fighter. Like considering what he did, like of course he teamed up with Akutagawa, but him taking out Francis should put him on a pedestal of strength with these characters. And for some reason it doesn't feel like I know he is as strong as Akutagawa, but it doesn't feel like that at times, and it's odd.
Because I feel like I guess you could say their powers are different, so they match up against different people better. But if you put Akutagawa against Nikolai, I think Nikolai's having a way harder time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's odd. Because like when Akutagawa shows up to certain fights, I have like almost no doubt that he's gonna. If he doesn't win, he's going to put in like tremendous work. But like when with a Sushi gets in a certain fight, I'll be like, I don't have like that same amount of faith. I'll be like, I don't.
Yeah, you don't know what you get with him.
Yeah,
I think that's the best thing. And I wonder, is it a flaw in the series for like not showing the fact that like he can't control the tiger a lot more? and maybe that's why he's so weak now. But I feel
Mm.
like the show should establish that a lot more. Then,
Well, if things do go how you said and he joins the Port Mafia, then I think a lot of the issues that we're having in terms of his strength and confidence and all this other stuff will be addressed and will be focused on, because something is going on. Because that whole thing of Kunikita saying, you know, the tiger is strong, you're weak, that there has to be a reason for that.
yeah,
Because that's just odd. That's something that you would expect him to say in season 1 or even like early in season 2. But considering everything he's been through, it's an odd thing for him to say
be
now.
right back.
Okay,
Be right back.
no problem. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, because we pretty much went through all the different factions and everything. Port Mafia, agency. Now we have the government working. I'm kind of excited to see what Dazai pulls with trying to figure out what exactly Fyodor is doing, because if things work how me and Perry surmise with Dazai not actually directing anybody on the outside, then all this is for Dazai is an opportunity to see how Fyodor works. They're face to face. There's no outside interference. It's just them. It's basically like they're in the same room with each other. So Dazai has nothing but opportunity to see what he's doing. But it does make you think, if it does work how me and Perry said, in that Dazai isn't actually moving anybody from the inside, then if he does figure out anything with Fyodor, how does he relay that back to anybody else? So that's the question. I'm not sure myself. We still don't know what Fyodor's power is exactly. He's just big brain nigga. We don't know.
I'm back.
Yeah, I was just talking about like what to expect with the whole thing of Fyodor and Dazai, because I was thinking, like, if Dazai does figure out what Fyodor does, like hypothetical, how does he relay that information on the outside?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Because I wonder, is Dazai like, I don't know. Because I think Fyodor's whole thing is something with the books. I think that's just how he's communicating with the outside. But I don't know, like, how are the books like getting to the outside?
I don't know. I mean, they can monitor each other 24/7 if they want to. So they have nothing to hide from each other in terms of like physical. Like, they're going to see everything that they're doing, but it's more of like a mental thing. Like, what, you know? Hey, you move weird there, nigga. What was that? Shit, I don't know.
Yeah,
You gonna see two big brain niggas. I don't know. But
yeah.
I think that's pretty much everything to talk about with this episode. It was a good episode. I just need y'all to leave Akiko alone, please, bro. God damn. All these hoes want to fuck Akiko. Why? But yeah, we should be back here either next week or 2 weeks from now, depending on how the episode is. I felt me and Perry both felt that this episode warranted a podcast. So yeah, if next episode is full of things to talk about, then we'll be here next week, Friday. This time, maybe an hour later, maybe an hour earlier. Not exactly sure, but appreciate everybody who was in the chat. Sedarius, Morgan. Yeah, we out.